Oh, goodness. And we're live. What's up, everybody? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I'm your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, light worker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, and messenger of God on a late night video. I'm doing a confirmation video after I sent a confirmation text. I just posted something in my community page. I woke up and I was like, uh-oh, I don't fucking feel like going to work. And I'm like, I made a post about it. It took longer to post it than to make the decision. Trying to explain what's happening, right? And in my post, it's like, first we got to figure out why. Why are we fighting to do something that we don't want to fucking do, right? So you have an opportunity. Everybody's given an opportunity to advance themselves. You got to fill it out and see if this is the best opportunity for you. You're not limited to one opportunity. It's the biggest thing I was trying to point out at the end of that post. Okay, I have a choice to make right now. And I have to decide what's making my choices. Where are my choices being made from? What's my drive? What's the intentions of my choices? Is what I broke down there. Why am I going to work? Programming, because you told me to, because I was offered. This happened last week. I turned down one and then I needed the second one. Just when I thought I wasn't going to have nothing, God came through again. The point of this is all the time you're offered opportunities. Is every opportunity for you, right? What's driving you to take this opportunity? So I posted, why am I going to work? I don't know why. That's the why. I don't know what's to come, so I think I might need this money. Okay, so you're going to put yourself through what? For the unknown, which is fear. I only have so much money. I know I'll need more money in the future. I better take this because I don't know where my money's going to come from later. Where does all my money come from? God. Okay, so I want to teach you this. This is a really hard lesson because the question was, go to work or not go to work? That's always the question. But why do you go to work? What are you going for? You know what I mean? Because you have to out of desperation, or because God said. And that's just kind of where I'm at right now. Did God tell me to go to work? Or did he give me an opportunity to go to work? What is he telling me to do? He's not telling me. You got to understand some shit about this. You only know so much. With the apples right in front of you, where'd they come from? They came with dinner. and right now we're talking about knowing. It's like, you know what the right thing is to do, but what is the right thing for you? What feels right? And that's it. It's like, I can lay here, and that's what I said, I have an hour to fight this. What's the fight? Me forcing myself to do something I don't want to do. I have an hour to reprogram my brain to tell my body to do something it doesn't want to do. Can I do this? Yeah, for sure. I can control my body. But what's the outcome of doing something I don't want to do? And that's what I was pointing out. It's like, if I take this fucking shift, I'm wiped out tomorrow and into Wednesday, and I'm supposedly, which it doesn't look like, I'm supposed to check out, you know what I mean, on Thursday, I think it is, or something like that. I'm like, this is going to fuck me up completely for the next couple of days just to have a couple $100, just because, so I could feel good. Is it going to, excuse me, feel good? If I don't take these couple $100 tonight, is it the end? Will I never see another $100 again? No. So before I pull these cards, I want to show you that I have faith in what I did. And I wanted to point out is, like, the cards before this, the video we did, we were talking about, the last card I said is forgiveness about mistakes. Am I about to make a mistake? You don't know you're about to make a mistake until after you've made the decision and you see what the consequence, the cause and effect of your decision is. We're constantly treading so that we don't make mistakes, so that there isn't a harsh effect for our decisions. In most cases, we won't even make decisions because of that factor. We don't want to be responsible for the outcome of this shit, so we'll just go with the flow. It's too late. I already sent the text and says I cannot make it. Truthfully, could I back out of that text and show up to work? Yes. But I wanted to show that I believed in what I was feeling. Current energy. Confirm to me whether or not I was supposed to go to work. 5 of Swords. It's a battle. That's what I told you. These battles are inside of you, and it's a battle that you choose to make inside of yourself. Defeat. The key word for the 5 of Swords is defeat. It heralds disappointment or loss. It is in this card, yeah. I'm hearing people. It is a card about consequences. You may be arrogantly and selfishly pursuing your own desires, even if you think you have won. The victory will be a hollow one. Is winning worth it at any cost? What do I set to gain by going to work? Money. What do I gain by trust? Peace. Peace. I'm doing this now, even though I trust it. It's like this is going to make my brain go back to sleep. Look, you did the right thing. And this is what I was talking about in that video is, for those of you that need to reach out to a healer, a therapist, you know what I mean, a crisis line, sometimes you need people to affirm that you're doing the right thing. When you don't know, you ask God. But even that, it's like, we already had this talk. This talk is just being made public for you guys to see. And that's it, this is a battle that I choose to have. I chose to wake up and battle myself. Am I going to make a mistake? Perhaps. I will learn from this. Either I will learn to trust myself more, or I learn to freaking push myself harder. No matter what, I'm going to learn. That's what you got to understand. If I go to work, I don't learn anything. I just do what I was told. You know what I mean? All right. Let's see. Pick your battles carefully and consider the effect on others. And that's what I said to the kids. Do we need money? Our taxes are supposed to be in by next week. Are we going to make it? Like, that's what I had to ask them. How is this going to affect everybody in the house if I don't do this? Alternatively, this card can be about the consequence of violence and the idea that might is right. We talked about that, and of course, that's the first time anybody ever heard me say that I'd put my hands on them. It's like, I talk about that a lot. You don't know who you're about to put your hands on. And that's because you're trying to putting your hands on is because you're trying to put your words on someone. You know what I mean? You're physically trying to push yourself on somebody. And I had said that in a couple of my videos. If you try to put your feelings on me, I'm going to put my hands on you. In that sense, is don't get your feelings so caught up that you're going to try to put them physically on me. Because then you're not going to catch my words, you're going to catch my hands. And that's it. It's like, you don't want to... People like to bully and use their aggression, you know what I mean, is a fear factor. It's like, I'll fuck you up, I'll fuck you up. I've had a lot of bitches in my face. I've gotten jumped many times. I've had lots of people beat the shit out of me, down to even my mother and shit. It's like, beatings are just you pushing your trying to force your way on somebody. Don't force people. And when you can't, what that means is you're trying to force someone else, but you can't control yourself. Take it easy. It can suggest that someone has bullied or injured you. This card be a boss, partner, parent, or even stranger. If this is the case, you need to find the inner strength and stop giving away your power to this person, even if you never see them again. Dwelling on the incident and permitting it to shape you casts you into a role of victim and allows them to win. This is all confirmation to the last card, which was forgiveness. We're still in that, where you still have to let this go. You may feel defeated if you were out to win this battle, meaning it was all about pride. You wanted to win at all costs. It's just pride, bro. You got to accept the defeat that you got hurt to begin with, and that's why you want to fight them, is because you were hurt. You want to fight for your own hurt. You want to come out on top because you were hurt. You want to show everyone you're not hurt. Damn, I did that with Russ. I kept hurting the shit out of him for that hurt. You want to hurt me, motherfucker? I'm going to hurt you, bro. You want to hurt me? All right. You want to hurt me? All right. And that's it. It's like, in the end, all I did was just keep hurt. You know what I mean? And it just became a game to where I don't even hurt. I'm just having fun hurting you now. Like, you know what I mean? And in essence, did you mean to hurt me? Or will your actions hurt me so bad that I'm never going to let this go? And that's Russ. He can't speak up because he knows I'm going to come after him. Because of what? Because of how he hurt me. Because of my hurt towards him. If you say one fucking word, I'm going to rip your fucking head off. Don't you fucking ever speak to me. And that's, you know what I mean? In essence, because I cared so much. And that's what they kept trying to show me. You really cared about what he did. It really hurt. No, I don't care. In my showing that I didn't care, I showed how much I did care. And as much as I say he's not important, I made him so important in what, you know what I mean? And my crusade to tear him down. You're gonna fucking feel as small as you made me feel for as long as this takes. I think he looks pretty small. But in the end, we're just standing there, both of us hurting each other. If this card appears in a future position, it comes with a warning to take precaution. Reverse meaning. You are wallowing in a feeling of disappointment after a setback. I don't know. Maybe this is projected. We're going to feel bad about this tomorrow. You're blaming everyone around you, but really the only person defeated is you. Swallow your pride, reach out to the person you've argued with, and try to find a solution. Quarrels may be resolved with negotiations. Ew, I saw a tree. Ew. I mean, there's a lot of apologies that need to be said, but in essence, it's like I can't apologize to her. Exactly. But there's a lot of people that won't apologize to me because they're afraid to catch my mouth on the outside of it. I'm entitled to tell you the truth of how I felt about what you did. That's part of, you know what I mean, bringing closure is you want to be heard and I want to be heard. There's no closure if we're not heard. The situation stays, you know what I mean, unspoken. That really doesn't have too much to do with the fact that I quit, that I didn't go to work, but I guess we're still working on it. Spiritual work at hand. Ace of Cups. Start with some love. All you need is love. Love. All you need is love. This has nothing to do with my job. I mean, I guess it all has to do with my job, but not the actual I was going to work. And that's what it is. I already made the decision. And that's it. You sit and wait. You just have to. That's it. It's like, I don't know what's going to come out of this. I think I made the right decision. We'll find out. If something comes up tomorrow and I didn't make the right decision, then where do I turn? God, forgive me for I knew not what I did. I need your help. Again. Help me, God. Alright, I got you. I knew you were going to do this. He knows what we're going to do before we do it, and he's got a plan ahead. He's got everything planned out for us. We just think that, you know, in these moments of uncertainty, because we're, you know what I mean, making choices. We don't know the effect, but it's already been chosen. We've already made the choice. You know what I mean? Alright, this card is about pure love. When it appears, it brings an opportunity for deep emotional and spiritual fulfillment. You are surrounded by love, but like water, love is an emotion that flows and it can be blocked by negative feelings. You must open yourself to the power of love by giving and letting go of past hurts, allowing fear, grief, sadness, and hatred to trickle away from your heart, and love, healing, and abundance, spiritual connection to pour in. This is far more than a relationship with a person. You know, this goes back to God. It always is. When we're talking about love, this comes back to God. Alright, this is an opportunity for deep emotional and spiritual fulfillment. Meaning this is an opportunity for me to really trust God and trust myself. I'm surrounded by God's love. But like water, which is my emotions, the love is an emotion that flows and it can be blocked by negative feelings. Meaning I can start fearing that God's not here. And I don't feel God's love and it's all me. You must open yourself up to the power of love by forgiving and letting go of past hurts, meaning looking back at places where I struggled and I didn't see God. I gotta let go of that. The past hurts of, well, you know, what about all those times you left me with no, you know, oh God, all of fucking Oklahoma. Weeks and weeks with no money. And weeks and weeks and weeks, and I mean plenty of weeks of no money. Allowing fear, grief and sadness and hatred to trickle away from your heart, meaning he took me through it, but he's not going to take me through that again. You know what I mean? And that's allowing love. You meaning trusting God. That's love. Healing what has happened. You know, letting abundance and the spiritual connection pour in, meaning trust me. No matter what you do, I'll be here. No matter what happens, I'll be here. I'll be here in the morning. If you make a mess, I'll clean it up. I'll be here with you to clean this up. And that's where it is we're so afraid. How am I going to fix this? God's going to fix this. The power of the Ace of Cups will bring healing of the body, mind, and spirit, deepening your connection to the divine, or God, with a plentiful flow of life. Meaning trusting God, bro. The love that he has for you. You can't put that in people. I can't trust how much you love me. But I can trust Christ's heart inside of you that's going to command your kindness to me. I can trust that God is inside of you and he's going to make you, you know what I mean? I can understand that you're going to get in the way, your pride is going to get in the way, but I can understand that God's heart lies within you, and ultimately, at some point, it's going to command some kindness. This is all about trusting and, trusting God's love in your life. Letting it flow in and knowing that you also can let it flow out, that you're able to give this because he's going to give you more. And yeah, money is a way of it. You know what I mean? Money is a form of love. You give somebody, your grandparents give you a card with $10 for your birthday because they love you. This is their way to show you love. You're like, damn, couldn't you give me more? Back then, that was a lot of money to them.
That was cocaine money.
In essence, you could fill up your whole tank with $10. Dude, they thought you were going to fucking town on $10. You made it 20? Holy shit! Holy shit! In essence. But money is God's way of, that's a way of people showing love. You have to be open to God's trying to love you. God, shower me with your love. I need more. Okay, hold on here. You're not a stripper, and I'm not pouring bags of fucking cash on your ass. Okay? In the essence, that's it. His trust. Peace. I can have peace that if I made the wrong decision, I'm going to be okay. That's love, bro. God's love's got me. God's promises have got me. God's got me. It all starts with that, bro. Is your relationship with the divine. And, I'm seeing the gay men from yesterday. There's a 99.9% chance that somebody has told these gay men that they can't have a relationship with God because they're gay. Although I did see a church yesterday, I think it was in Cherry. Where was I? I don't know, but it was all lit up with the fucking colors of the flag, and it says, "We welcome all." It was beautiful. It's like they had to convert their church for the people. It's not the church had to convert for the people had to convert for the church. The church had to realize that there are people out there that we need to bring in. We need to bend these rules for love. God loves these people. We need to bend our rules for God's love. He loves these people, and these people are instruments of love. Yes, they might be loving the same sex, but they're loving more than those of straight sex. We need them in our doors. You know what I mean? I just want to point that out. Love is all about, this all comes down to, it all starts with God. Once you filled up with God's love, then you can give God's love to others freely. Because there's an everlasting flow. A new loving relationship may develop, or an existing partnership might move to a new level of sharing and understanding. Well, today I was all loving Marshall, like we're at a new level of understanding. That's just it. I make strides with each of them, where it's more understanding you and more love for you and more compassion for you. Because in essence, you are me. This all started with his 3 a.m. video. I'm like, you're a fucking freak. I was like, but you're no freakier than me. I was like, I just, I see him and me. In the sense of, I'm like, damn, you're fucking way freakier than me. No, he looks at me and thinks I'm way freakier than him. And that gives us peace. You know what I mean? It's like, there's somebody out there that's a weirdo like me. Or weirder than me. And God loves us both. There may be celebrations for marriage, engagements, pregnancies, or births. You could find work that fulfills you on many levels. No. Reverse meaning. Reverse Ace of Cups indicates emotional disappointment and sadness. This could be a relationship breakup. It's out there, dude. You guys are really possibly going through it. Infertility, and that's me denying that you even have the power to break up with your lover. Breakups happen all the time, but from where I stand, I've seen too many people be weak to the possibility, so it's kind of hard to me believe that people are breaking up. I have to see it to believe it. Infertility, a miscarriage, or depression. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. You didn't do anything to lose. God said not now.
Remember the picture I showed you of the baby with the button?
I don't want to. This has made you close your soul to the flow of life, leaving you feel empty and unloved. Yeah, when your relationship falls apart, you're like, I'm never gonna love again. If you lose a child, you're just completely distraught. You may be feeling as though your faith has let you down and your spiritual connection is lost. How could you do this to me, God? Listen to him. Listen to him. You have to stop crying long enough to hear him, but he hears your cries. He's not louder than you. You have to listen to him. Why, God? Why did this relationship fall apart, God? He'll show you. Be open to receive the truth. Why, God? Why couldn't I carry this baby full term? Why couldn't I have this child? Listen to him. He'll tell you the truth. Anything that he takes away is not to make you smaller, but to make you bigger. I'm just seeing this miscarriage. That's more believable than your breakups, to be honest. It's like, that really happens. It's not something, you know what I mean? You look at it like, what's wrong with me? Nothing. God said, not now. For the same reason there's those people that are fucking 6 times a day and can't make one. What's wrong with me? Nothing. God said, not now. Not ever? I don't know. It's never and never. Maybe not this lifetime. Those are conversations you've got to listen to God about. Those are between you and God, and only He can tell you why. And He's the only one that's going to give you the why. Stop looking outside of Him as to why He's doing things in your life. The fucking devil didn't come and rip up your marriage and rip out your baby. God didn't give him such powers. Don't try to do that. Don't make yourself a victim of an imaginary fucking villain. Remember that the Grail is always present, always available, and you can always choose whether to accept it or reject it. And that's God's love. You don't want Him to love you like that, dude. It's like, stop loving me. You're just making everything worse. No, I'm trying to make it better. And that's your parents as a teenager. Just leave me alone. Just get away from me. You're ruining my life. I'm not. I'm just trying to protect you. I'm just trying to love you. I'm just trying to make it better. It's hard. The relationship with God is complex. And that's why you have to work through it. And that's why, you know what I mean? I'm over here a whole child cursing him out all the time. Outcome, please. All beginnings, bro. I just want to show you from the defeat. Accepting the defeat is the beginning. Alright, so the aces are all about new beginnings. The Ace of Wands is the beginning of this whole... No, it's the second part of this story. First you go through your intent, and now you have the will. You have been feeling restless that more is possible, and now the Ace of Wands brings renewed vitality, creativity, energy, and expansion. A flash of inspiration reveals exciting possibilities, and this card gives you the go-ahead to get on with things immediately. The time for thinking has passed. Trust your instinct as your creative path is being revealed. And that's it too. I've already done this once. Last week. Right? Or the week before, whatever. They gave me a shift, and I almost went into it. And then I was standing out there, what'd I tell you? Standing out there with my dog, and they asked me the same question. Why are you going to work? So then I wake up this morning, or this evening, and I ask myself the question. Why are you going to work? Do you know what I mean? In the sense of, the why is important. Why are you doing this? Out of fear and desperation again? Are you scared or are you desperate? In the sense of, am I fearful? Being scared of the unknown is fearful. Not knowing, trying to prepare for the unknown is out of fear. Well, I don't know, so we better get some extra bread and eggs and we should get a bunch of toilet paper because we don't know if we'll have anything next week. We don't know what next week looks like, so we better hoard and you know what I mean? We better plan ahead. We don't do that. We stay in today. He's the head. He's gone ahead of us. And that's where it is, too. It's like, going back to it, it's like, this isn't... Is the headphones connected? Not to mine. This isn't a new challenge. It's just another level of the same challenge I've been faced with. Do it and do it better. Okay? Let's see. You are in for a great adventure, but remember that the first spark still needs to be tended to in order to make the fire blaze into existence. The ace can be reckless, and you still need to consider your actions carefully in order to see any project through. And that goes back to it. I've got a lot of visions about it, and that's what I was telling the kids. I was like, we're checking out. That's what I said right now. I was like, we're checking out this weekend. It's going to be 65 all this weekend. You're like, seriously? Seriously, it's fucking freezing and 20 degrees and snowing, but it's going to be 65 Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And I told the kids, I was like, we're going back to the car until God unveils this whole plan. They're like, I was like, no, I'm not putting us back in a hotel. He puts us in a hotel when we need to be in a hotel. I was like, the weather will be fine. There's nothing there. We're going back to, where we came from until we decide, until God just shows me where we go next. And that's it. It's like, that's what I told him. I was like, I'm not paying for a hotel. We're getting ready to buy our trailer. You know what I mean? Where we don't have to move from house to house anymore. We stay in our house. But right now, we're still in the movement of things. Things are still moving quite drastically. Right before I went to bed, I started thinking about the fucking car. I was like, it's going to be much harder to get it back to where it came from than bringing it here. And I brought it here only for security. She didn't actually work on it, which is so stupid. Just top it off. But whatever. In the essence, whatever. At least it was here for the time I needed it. I never went into it, never got anything out of it, never did anything with it, but it was here. I can get laundry out of it tomorrow and wash all the blankets, I guess. No, I didn't do laundry today. I saved my energy for that bullshit. It's an all-day event, if you ask me. Anyway, so, you have to let things unfold. You know what I mean? It's like, you need to consider your actions carefully in order to see any project through. Alright, the reverse meaning. You may have taken on so many things that you're in danger of burning out. You have plenty of ideas, but you do not see them through. You need to learn to have more confidence in yourself and your creative vision. Make a resolution to finish the things you start, and you will surprise yourself and the people around you with your talent. Depending on the surrounded cards, the Ace of Wands reverse can indicate problems of a sexual nature. Jesus, it came up again. My kids were watching this fucking commercial for fucking Viagra. And they were making jokes about it. And it's like, it's not a joke. And I told them that. I was like, we talked about it in my readings. Why is it not working? They don't have feeling. You're trying to force feeling into them, bro. Like, you don't feel it, so you're going to take a pill and make it work.
Or they just want to have a fun time.
Ultimately, this is a form of passion that you don't feel inside of you. Now, science can come in and make you feel some type of way, but ultimately, what'd you tell me, Amelia? It's legal in some countries? Illegal?
It's illegal to have Viagra if it's not,
if it's not prescribed. At that point, you're a sexual predator, if you ask me. Seriously, just like trying to force a 4-hour hard-on. On who? Who are you forcing this on?
Someone who's taking a female version of it. The honey packs. Honey?
Why do you know so much? Stop talking. What the fuck is she talking about?
Honey packs.
Wonder what she's watching on the internet all day. Fucking shit. Did you know? I don't want to know about whatever you just said.
Honey packs.
What the fuck is a honey pack? Oh my god. I don't want to know. She's still gonna force it. She's gonna come shove her phone in my face with a picture and a description that I didn't want. Depending on the surrounding cards, they can indicate problems of a sexual nature. Meaning, you don't feel it, bro. You can't force yourself. You could, by putting a bunch of images, by you know what I mean, doing a bunch of extra work to make yourself feel that way, just to get, you know what I mean, something out of you. But if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. Sexual nature, frigidity, or impotence. And that's it. It's like, if I don't feel it, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not just going to roll over and give myself to you because of this expectation. You know? This, too, is a denial of personal expression, and you need to look at the reason this situation has arose and seek help in resolving it. Meaning you don't need the pill. You need something that you can feel. Oh, that's harsh.
There's kids crying.
The baby's crying. Give me a second. I gotta meditate on her. It's okay.
They were screaming earlier.
I know. It must be hard to sleep with all that drug traffic. There's people coming in all times of the day. I can't imagine what it looks like at night. I'm usually asleep.
There's people at the end of the trash.
All day, bro. All day long they're coming. She's fighting sleep. She doesn't need anything. She's just fighting sleep. She doesn't want to sleep.
Me either.
Okay. Sometimes this card can mean an inability to conceive a child. You can't force life. You know what I mean? I can't give my daughter. There's a lot of women that had that have been on birth control their whole life, or that they had their tubes tied, or all of these different reasons, and now they get to a place where they really love this man and they're really hurt because they can't give a child to this man. As we're listening to kids screaming in the night, that's a stage of children, guys. It's not the stage that everybody wants to talk about, but late at night, yeah, bro, this is a stage of parenting. It's a difficult stage. They're not all easy and they're not all fun, but yeah, they throw fits. The question is, can this parent stay calm while they're fitting, or is she going to match their energy and start screaming at them? Is she going to be louder than they are? You know, sometimes the inability to conceive a child, you know, and it's funny, but that was the thing, you know, I told Bobby that was something I wanted, and he's like, I had a vasectomy. Well, you're not the man for me. You can't give me what I want. In the sense, he's like, did you want it? No, this is what God wants for my life. And you've cut yourself off from the ability to give, you know what I mean, to give me or any other woman, including your wife, the highest level of love, which is, you know what I mean, myself and the child. And give myself. I give you my, you know what I mean, a part of myself for the rest of the life. And that goes back to it too, as I'm saying, the conceive a child is yet your biggest fear. You don't want to give that part of yourself. You don't want to be strapped to, you know what I mean? You don't want to have a child with a person for all your fearful reasons. You can't afford one. Bro, you can't afford your own self. What are you talking about? You find a way to provide for your children. That comes later. And that also comes with, you know what I mean? You got to have understanding and compassion for your parents that didn't provide the best things for you. They had to learn how to provide for you. And they can only do what, you know what I mean? They were limited to their belief systems, their talents, their skills, their cultures, you know what I mean? Their understanding as to how far they could provide. Not everybody's going to get outside and hold a sign for you. Their pride wouldn't let them do some shit like that for you. You know what I mean? And that's it, is like, how far will you go to provide for your child? I'm seeing that movie. I didn't never watch it, but The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, I never watched that movie. But in that sense, it's like, you know, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out. And there's many of them, like all these parents right here with their children. It's a hard thing, dude. We've all got to figure this out when we leave here. And God's gonna guide us all. How many of us are listening to his guidance, or how many of us are just following our own understanding of what to do next? You know what I mean? It's like, you want to have a child, and you don't want that child to suffer, and you don't want them to have a bad life, and therefore you don't want to have a child because you don't want to, you know what I mean, bring life into create a bad life. But you're not. These kids don't know they have a bad life until somebody comes and tells them that they have a shit life. Do you know what I mean? Somebody makes them feel bad about their life. But honestly, you know, the privilege of, you know, the American kids is just, it's unfucking real. It's unfucking real how privileged the American society and their kids are. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, the haves and the have-nots. Pretty much everybody has, but the people that have not have nothing. You know? And it's every other country. These kids don't have food. They don't have educations. They don't have, you know what I mean? Many women are just raped and have children. There's not a way to kill these children. They're 16-year-old and they have to provide for these children. You know what I mean? They don't hate these children. These are their only, you know what I mean, companion in the rest of the world now. They've gotten kicked out of their lifestyles for these children for just becoming pregnant. Their whole life is determined with this child now. You could be like, oh, well, what? The devil did this to you? Or God did this for you, and is he going to provide for you and your child? You know, back in the old days, it's like you were pregnant. That was it. You knew that you would bear children. That's it. It's like you didn't plan for it. We're gonna make a special place in our fucking in our fucking, you know what I mean, in the carriage. We're gonna build a special place in our tent for our new child. You know, like, no, it's like, you know, that was it. That's the gift. But, you know, it's not something to be forced. It's not, you're not a bad person because you can't have a child. And you're not a great person because you are a parent. That doesn't make or break you. It's, you know what I mean? It kind of does fucking break you. I'm just kidding. Your whole identity isn't in that, and that's it. It's like, I will be a mother, but I'm a mother to God's children. If I say they're just mine, then they're only mine. I only have possession over them, and they're all mine. But when I say they're God's children, then there's a lot more authority to these children. They command a lot more than just my children. God's children command more. And that's it too. If they're his children, he's going to help me raise them. You understand how this works? It works together. Anyway, so that didn't really confirm or deny that I made a decision. I made a decision for myself, and sometimes we just got to. I made the decision, you know, it was a fight, but I made it out of love and out of the willingness to, you know what I mean, to move into this understanding. You don't have to understand me. I have to understand me. I have to spend all time trying to figure out, why are you doing what you're doing? What is your intention? What is your will? What is your drive? What is your focus? What is the reason for your breathing? For every one of your movements. Why do you move? That's how I know myself. Why were you going to go to work? Because I was scared that I'll need that money for something that I don't even know what it is. And what if I don't have that money? What if something comes up and I'm not prepared?
You get another flat tire.
Don't bring that up again. You know what I mean? In the sense of, every time I get a flat tire, isn't God there? Immediately. How fast is somebody there when we get these flat tires?
The guy waved you off when he left.
Yeah, dude, they're there. Like, it's almost like they, you know what I mean? God put them there to catch me. You know, and that's it. It's like, you know, those guys. Remember those guys, dude, in the desert? I was scared that time. Our first flat tire, I was scared. It was fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. We were in the desert of Arizona. There's nothing. There's nothing, bro. There's nothing around us, just a light. And I gotta be brave. And, you know, and here these guys come to try to help me. You know what I mean? When I feel helpless. And, you know, what did they do? They gave me peace, and they gave me a place to rest my head, that I was safe. And they told me, you know, God sent them to me. It's like, not everybody is out to get you. And God's got, you know what I mean? He's got a plan. If you fall today, somebody will be there to pick you up tomorrow. He'll make sure that you're going to get up. And, you know, we just got to walk through that. We're not sure. We can't be sure about ourselves and what God's doing. We just have to be sure about God. Know Him. We can't know exactly what He's doing in our lives, but if we know Him, then we can have trust. We can have some peace about it. Like, I don't know, God. I don't know if I'm about to make a mistake. Please promise me you will be there tomorrow and fix this if I fuck this up. I promise. Alright, cool. I'm going back to bed. Am I as tired as I was? No, because you get filled with all this, you know, fight. You're like, fuck, and you just give into the fight because it's not, you don't want to deal with the fear of your consequence. And that's it. It's like, I could sit here all night and just show up there. I promise you I could show up there. David will let me show up at any time and be like, dude, I just had some troubles. I need this job. All right, cool. I mean, yeah, they'd cut my hours. If I couldn't take the anxiety of me making this decision and I have to have this money, I could. I could break the rules. They would break the rules for me because I worked that hard. But in essence, or I could sit this out and see what will come. I could be brave and you know what I mean? It was a battle, but you know, just give up the battle of the mind. It's like, don't do what your mind says, do what your heart says. My heart says, dude, I gotta be honest. I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's not a secret. It's not really a big secret. I normally sleep on the other bed next to my son, right? And today, I curled up next to my daughter on her bed, on her side, and I slept so much better. And it was so much warmer because it's closer to the heater, and I slept so much better.
So hot.
It is pretty warm. I'm not gonna lie. But I was sleeping next to the window, next to the door, and I was fucking freezing, not being able to sleep well. So in essence, you know, I felt, you know, you go by your feelings. And yeah, when you first wake up, you're not fully sure. You got to give yourself time to wake up. You're not sure what your feelings are. You're filled with all kinds of feelings when you first wake up. You got to work through those feelings and see what you really feel. And that's what I said. The alarm went off, and I just sat there. Like, I don't know, guys. Let me feel this out. And that's what I did, too. I set the alarm for over an hour and a half, so I had plenty of time to feel my way through this, get through this. Whether I had to eat, smoke, whatever I had to do. If I was going to need another shower, I had plenty of time to get myself ready. It take no time at all to realize I was not ready to go to that shift, bro. That's it. I was good enough about canceling it. They told me if I did another no call no show, they were gonna take me off. So at least I did the right thing there, in the sense of I'm getting better. I learned to, you know, follow the protocol at least. And that's after God. Remember that first time they told me to no call no show and I was crying? I had Muhammad Ali and Tupac in the car with me trying to tell me it was gonna be okay, and I could not show up to work. I felt like such a piece of shit. I could never do this. I could never do this. And they're like, do you think they give a fuck about you? It was I remember that. I'll never forget that. It was about, shit, I was in the hotel about a year ago, I guess, probably. They gave me a job. I went to work the first day. The second day, I wake up and it's like, no, you're not going. No, I gotta go. I gotta go. And it was a battle, dude. It took hours before I'm crying, where I finally didn't, I was like, I can't do this. Show up, I didn't call them, I didn't anything. They never called me either. It was like it never happened. It was just a battle inside of myself. And ultimately, we talked about it. It was dangerous for me to be doing that job. I was riding around dirty. I was leaving my kids. It was all kinds of different things. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have been out there like that. But it was, you know, how far are you willing to go? And, you know, I was right after, I think that's when I started picking up the snow removal jobs. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's like, you know, you close the door, he'll open another. But you gotta close the door. You know, he opened that door just so you could look in. It doesn't mean you have to walk through every door he opens for you. All the doors are open for you, except for the ones he's sure that are going to be bad. And those you don't try kicking down. He'll open plenty of doors for you, but don't sit there begging at a door that he's closed. There's a reason. God rarely says no to you. He'll let you do whatever. He rarely says no. He's more about, I'll let you do it and then figure it out later. But if he says no, bro, it's because of pure protection. He has no reason to tell you no, other than protection. There's no reason to say no to his children. He loves you. But if he thinks this is going to harm you or someone else, it's a no. I said no. You don't get the unicorn. Hey guys, this was rough for me, but again, we'll find out. That's it. You make a decision and you wait to see what the consequences of your decision is. And the essence is like, I don't know. I don't know what the consequence of my decision is. But you got to be brave enough to make your own decisions. You got to be brave enough to face the consequences. And you got to know that God's standing right next to you the whole time. No matter what comes out, he'll be right there to hold your hand through it. He'll help you get through it. He brought you to it. He'll bring you through it. Okay? Hey, I love you guys. Tomorrow is, well, it's today, I guess. It's probably about midnight. God who gives us strength on a Tuesday. He gives us strength to fight the battles we couldn't fight before. He gives us, you know what I mean? Just be strong. Just trust. Be brave. Make mistakes. They're not. You're learning. You're learning to trust yourself. You're learning to trust the world. You're learning to trust that everything will be okay, no matter what. And that's where it is you don't want to make a mistake because you're afraid that everything will fall apart. It'll be the end of your world. No, bro. It won't. It won't. I'll show you. Hey, I love you guys. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Make sure you say your prayers and stuff and have your talks with God. Ask him. He'll talk to you. You got to be quiet and listen though. It's not a voice. It's, you know what I mean? It's an understanding that you can hear in your heart. It's a presence. It's a feeling. He's not going to just say no. He's going to show you no. You know what I mean? He's not going to just answer you with words. He's going to show you with visions what the answer is. He's more about showing. He's not much of a talker. He's more about showing. Truthfully.
Well,
That's why he sends everybody else to talk to you. And now I'm seeing fucking Gabriel again. The holy purpose. He'll send plenty to talk to you. But, you know, he's talking to you when you're not. That's because you're not hearing him. That's because he's not loud. He's not going to scream at you. The world is screaming at you. He's subtle. You know? Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch you in the mañanas. Later, haters.